Hello, wonderful people. Hope you're doing really well out there. Happy evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in this crazy clown world that we live in. I am back today with another video that is going to trigger, as a lot of my work does, probably a lot of people, but it is necessary to talk about it. And on this channel, we don't ignore perceived negatives. Information, true knowledge is never negative at all. We need to look at things so we can alter what we're doing and move on to a better path. This is the true awakening, not just sort of sit there, think good thoughts and hope that everything's going to be all right on the night. No, we need to alter our beliefs. We have to alter our actions that we take in alignment with what is true, no matter how hard and how much we want to cling on to the old things that we believe in. And as always, I'm not telling you guys to believe what I say. Please use your discernment. Truth is a resonance. It's either going to resonate if you tune in enough with it, you'll get to know it. Or you carry on researching. But this is from first-hand experience. This is from 7 years of working on people's energy, clearing false white light, entities, that kind of stuff. Before I get into it, guys, please, if you're new here, consider subscribing, liking the video, commenting. It all helps to trigger those YouTube algorithms. And if you haven't already, please check me out on BITCHUTE, Odysee, and my Telegram page, because you never know when I'm going to be taken down, if I'm going to be taken down, because this information upsets and triggers a lot of people, particularly in a certain New Age movement. So, yeah, if you haven't done that, please do that now, or not now, whenever you get time, if you want. So, what I'm going to speak about today is Reiki, okay? Now, let me be honest, when I first kind of, quote-unquote, woke up into the false awakening, this layer of the matrix that is the pseudo-spiritual movement, the New Age movement, it's kind of exciting. You have this, you get the nuggets of truth that you're more than just a human being and that your spirit having this human experience, and you sort of fall into all this spiritual stuff, and Reiki is at the forefront of that. And I remember back in the day in London when I was going through my awakening process, I started to get into Reiki. So I'm not, I've been blinded by the false light myself, right? So there's no shame in it. And I actually did level 3 Reiki, 1, 2, and 3. And that's at level 3. At that point, you get called a Reiki master, which even at that time, it made me cringe. I didn't like the term. It just seemed, a little bit like narcissistic, a little bit like spiritual ego. I remember thinking at the time, that just feels off, being called a Reiki master. But anyway, I did my level 3, and I was balancing my chakras as you do, and started balancing other people's chakras. And you guys will know if you've been following me. If you haven't been following me, look up on my information on chakras and what they really are. Chakras just being artificial implants, etheric AI implants that negative entities lock in to our energy field and start siphoning our energy. It's one of their main ways, one of their main access points to our energy is through the chakras, the beloved 7 chakras that you see in the New Age movement, with all those beautiful rainbow colours and the lotus flowers. And of course, that triggers the hell out of people when I talk about chakras being an implant, and I've taken a lot of heat for saying that, but also people that have gone through the process of removing them have felt the wonderful benefits that I did when I first went through that process 7 years ago. And it was really through the chakras, or my understanding, my understanding that the chakras were BS, that led me to where I am today. That was the start of everything. So for that reason alone, just working with the chakras, which you do in Reiki, you quite often you are taught to intend that Reiki energy to work on a particular chakra, be it the heart chakra, the root chakra, or whatever. So for that reason alone, just working with an AI implant, we should really all be rejecting Reiki as it is, because we don't really want to be working with their etheric technology. And I've said in previous videos, like this whole idea that you got to spend all day balancing your throat chakra, and then the next day on your heart chakra, and then the crown chakra, and then 2 days later you still feel like crap. Because why would the creator of everything compartmentalize our energy? It just logically doesn't make sense, does it? Logically, if you are the creator of something like a human, you would design that in the way that energy would just naturally flow, right? You wouldn't compartmentalize it where that particular being would need to keep like balancing it and working on each part of its energy body. It just doesn't make any logical sense. And of course, it doesn't make any logical sense because it's nonsensical, because what they've done is they've compartmentalized our essence energy with the chakras. So, yes, that's the first part of it. The very reason that it promotes working with chakras. Anyone promoting working with chakras, they're still stuck in the false awakening. They are stuck in the next layer of the matrix. And like I say, I know that triggers a lot of people, but it is what it is. And like I say, 7 years of working with people and removing these implants is confirmation that these are definitely BS. So that's the first thing. Now, the second thing, what is Reiki? So, first of all, Reiki is a false white light grid. I speak a lot of the time on this channel about false white light beings. These like angels or so-called angels that are literally just masquerading. So they're not of the true light. They're masquerading, same as these quote unquote friendly aliens, the Arcturians. Then you got the Ascended Master, Saint Germain, Metatron. These are all false white light being guys. These are entities that are giving you a little bit of sugar, telling you throwing in a few truths, dumping in the punch bowl, as I like to say it, to get you hooked in, to believe in them, to give your energy away to them. And so they're very deceptive, they're very manipulative. And false white light energy is a very interesting frequency, because it can temporarily, at least, make you feel quite good. I liken it a little bit to if you've ever experimented with ecstasy or anything like that, where you kind of get like a high for a few hours, or and then there's a crash, like any kind of sort of recreational drug, really. So quite often, people will, on the surface at least, and I used to be like this, you have a Reiki session and you feel nice and relaxed, you feel nice and calm, but then the next day you're feeling like crap again, or two days later, and you're like, I just spent like 2 hours doing Reiki on myself. Like, what is it? Isn't that supposed to make me feel better? That's because you're working with false white light. That's because it's not authentic. It's not true. There's not a long-lasting positive effect with it. So you will feel good for the rest of that day, maybe the next morning, but inevitably there will be this crash. And this is what you see with a lot of this new agey false white light frequencies that people are working with, things like light language, other stuff like that. This is all false white light energy, and Reiki has been set up as a false white light energy grid. So when you're intending to heal yourself or heal someone else with Reiki energy, you are connecting with that false white light Reiki grid. So then you are bringing that into your energy body, and it's essentially corrupted energy, guys. Although it feels good on the surface, as I say, there is always that crash or that feeling after, oh, I need to do it again, I need to balance again. That's because it's not what we should be working with. We shouldn't be working with Reiki energy. It's another false construct. It's another layer of the matrix. And so it's very important that we understand this. And like I say, I know this is going to trigger a lot of people. But the empowering thing, and there is always an empowering bottom line with the information that I give out, is this. Basically, you do not have to use Reiki energy to heal yourself. Of course you don't, because it's false white light energy anyway, so it won't do that. You need to intend, if you want to lay hands on yourself or someone else with the intention of healing them, all you do is you use your intention to connect with your own energy. Use your own energy. This is the deception, guys. This is the part of the setup. Is, again, what are they doing? They're getting you to connect with some kind of energy force outside of yourself. When you have a fractal of the creator within you, you are a powerful healer yourself. The more you use your energy, obviously, the stronger that gets. You know, like if you're just starting, maybe you won't feel it as much. Someone like myself, been doing it for 7 years, obviously it's going to be a lot stronger. That's why when I put out those healing videos, they really help. Because it's like a computer game. You start off with a bar at 0, and then you work it up, and your energy becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. So instead of when you're working on yourself and you're laying hands, don't connect with Reiki. Just intend to use that energy flow with your own energy. So if you want to lay your hands over your heart, just intend to use your own healing energy to work on your heart. And I guarantee you will have probably a much better experience. Your healing will feel more longer lasting because you're not connecting with the false white light grid that is Reiki. So it's a really important thing. The only two safe energy systems you want to be using is either your own energy or nature's energy. And you can do that from sitting in your 12th story apartment. You intend to connect with nature's energy, and you can work with that as well. Anything else you really need to be careful with. So that's what we need to start understanding about Reiki. Also, with the symbols as well. I always thought that was strange that you need to put all these symbols around you and stuff. It's kind of weird. It felt like entrapment. They're also feeding on our energy through the Reiki symbols. So, because it's corrupted energy, they're taking off at the back end as well. Okay, so definitely don't be using any symbols and anything like that. You know, I'm going to speak more about this, like things like a lot of the sacred geometry and mantras and things like this. This is all to get you away from working with your own energy. So I really wanted to put that out there today. Like I say, I know this is going to be triggering for a lot of people, but it's so important that we understand what is really going on here. Because as I say, people will come back at me and they'll say, yeah, but they used to do Reiki in ancient India. It's been around for hundreds and thousands of years and yada, yada, yada. Again, I say, okay, if that may well be the case, but we as a species are more enslaved than we have ever been. And I see it with people, clients that come to me. They've been messing around with Reiki, with light language, with false white light beings. They've spent thousands of dollars. and they're no further forward. In fact, they're way behind than where they should be, because they've been trapped in this layer of the matrix, this deception. So yeah, have a think about it, guys. If you've got any questions about this, leave them in the comment section below. And yeah, it's an interesting topic. And yeah, so I think I've said everything I want to say. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, stay tuned for more information. And keep taking that purple pill, guys. You know, we're not red pill over here. We are purple pill. This is the real awakening, the true awakening. So stay tuned, folks. I'll speak to you all soon. Take care.